I'm going to start your warm-ups with some Bandula parts. The aim of these is just to get a bit of blood flow in and around the shoulders to make the tissues a bit more pliable. It's also going to serve as a great way to activate the mid-back muscles. All we're doing is grabbing the band with an underhand grip, keeping the arms straight and pinching the shoulder blades back together, being sure that they don't rise up towards the ears. Just do this for 15 reps. Broomstick dislocations are a great way to stretch out your pecs as well as your biceps and are great for overall shoulder and scapular mobility. What we're going to do is pinch the shoulder blades back together and down and then bring the hands up and around, keeping the elbows locked straight. We don't want to bend the arms and do this. In order to get it over without sort of overstretching, you might have to bring your hands out a bit wider, and then as you get more and more flexible through the shoulders and pecs, you'll be able to bring your hands in closer. For our shoulder extension hold, just take an overhand grip on the rings and then keeping your arms straight, I want you to sort of lean your body weight out so you get a stretch up through the chest and lats. Don't start with your feet too close to the wall. You want your body to be fairly upright. We just want to get a minor stretch under the arms. With your lying glute extension, what we're trying to do is essentially re-educate the muscles of your hips. We find a lot of people have very inactive glutes, which means that when you do squats and deadlifts, all the force gets transferred onto your lower back and sort of lateral knees, which is not good. By doing this, we're hoping to increase activation of the glute muscles. So all we're doing, laying on the floor, heels down, push the knees out and push the hips up towards the roof, squeezing your butt as tight as you can, and do this all 15 reps. You really want to get your butt burning doing this one. That's the main aim. For your warrior lunge hold, we're just going to step 1 foot forward and keep both hands up to the sky with the palms pointing towards the roof. And then keeping the back leg straight, we're going to drop down until we get a stretch across that rear hip. This is a fantastic one to pair with those hip thrusts as they both sort of work together to unlock all that hip tightness. Will be good for people who get lower back stiffness. Just hold this position with a slight stretch for 30 seconds each side. The hip rotators are a very underrated muscle group to stretch, but are very necessary again to take the onus off that lower back and ensure that we're moving optimally. What we're going to do for this is sit on the bench and bring one leg across the other and then place your hands on the knee and foot to lock it into place. Then I'm going to get you to breathe out and lower your chest and head down towards that top leg until you get a nice stretch across it, and then breathe back in as you come back up again. This is sort of a wave style stretch, so we're going to breathe out and lower into it and then come back up in sort of a waving motion like this and do 7 on each side. It's a really good way to unlock the hips so that we'll be able to squat correctly later on. For your seated internal rotation stretch, sit with your feet slightly wider than your hips, and we're just going to be dropping your knees inwards like this. What we don't want is for your lower back to twist. See how my knee's getting right to the floor? It's because I'm getting the motion from the low back. Keep that lower back really flat and slightly arched, and you'll feel the stretch through the outsides of your hips each time. You shouldn't be able to get that knee right down to the floor. Then after you've done the prescribed 20 reps, we're just going to do a hold in this position, which will again overload that piriformis and really free up the hips. So just a 30-second hold like this. The deep squat is a fantastic way to assess where you're at with regards to hip and ankle mobility. This is like a position of relaxation in Asian and sort of ancient cultures in general. And if your body and hips are functioning optimally, it should be easy and relaxed to hold. So if you have trouble balancing in this position, it's a good sign that we need to do some work. So for the level 1, we're just holding like this, weight through the heels, chest up nice and high. If you want to make it a little bit more intense and really open up those hips, we go to the level 2 where you're going to put your hands together in a prayer position and push your elbows into your knees, increasing the stretch on the groin. And for a level 3, we're going to put our fists together, which will push those knees out further and then really pull the chest up through that gap. 1 minute hold. Really engaging those glutes on the way up.